What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Friday, October 22nd. Before we get anything started, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Head to Twitter, follow me, at Josh Engleman. Only place you're going to get updates to my sims as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comments section who's your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. And finally, shout out to PrizePicks for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo to get a 100% instant match deposit bonus of up to $100 on that first deposit. You can't beat it. Free money is excellent. Now, we round out the bottom of my top 10 with Nikola Vucevic, Kyle Kuzma, Michael Porter Jr., Malcolm Brogdon, and Tyrese Maxey on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It is time to find out. Coming in right now at number 5, a preferred value play for me because of this game script against Washington, $3,500 Torrey Craig. Now, he's going to fall as this Washington pace comes down a little bit throughout the day, but I really do like Torrey Craig at basically no ownership. He's a better fantasy performer than most people realize. 0.83 as a baseline. I think it goes up a little bit because of the pace of this game. Projected for 23, the goal's 27. He hits that 24% of the time. He's in the optimal 19% of the time. If Torrey Craig plays today, he is questionable. I have him in for 26 minutes. Torrey Craig is not what most people think. 9.7 boards, not ideal, but you get an assist and a half, you get a steal, you get a block. And a matchup against Washington is just a really good spot. They're not a very good defense, and the pace is going to be faster. So he's going to come down, but he's not going to pull any ownership today. And Torrey Craig should be a guy you look for to save a little bit of salary. But if Torrey Craig is not your preferred pay down option, Jeremy Lamb, same team, same scenario. Shooting guard, small forward eligibility, which I love. You get guard, forward, utility, plus that shooting guard and small forward. He's 3,700, projected for 24. The goal's 28.5. He's in the optimal lineup 19% of the time. The Pacers played 8 guys on opening night, so I don't fully expect them to just have some crazy different rotation for game 2. He's a fantasy point per minute performer in this spot, 20% usage, 11 points, 5.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 stocks. Jeremy Lamb can get hot from a scoring perspective, and it's not going to take a lot for him to get to 30 fantasy points at 3,700. So I really like the value on the Pacers for today. But my favorite Pacer is Domantas Sabonis. He's power forward center eligible, 9K, projected for 52. The goal is 55. He hits that goal 38% of the time on DraftKings, 20% likelihood to be in the optimal. 36 minutes, but in theory, he could play more. 1.45 fantasy points per minute, 21 points and 15 boards. He could destroy this Washington team on the glass, plus another 6.5 assists and 1.8 stocks. Pace up spot, so we got to be worried about it. I think it could be a little bit slower because Russell Westbrook is not on this team any longer. But either way, Indiana is generally going to be playing in a pace up matchup here. Rick Carlisle, not a guy that likes to run either, so they are generally slow. But from a ceiling perspective, Sabonis at 9K looks amazing. Dramatically underpriced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is in at number 2, point guard eligible, only 6,700, projected for 41. The goal is 43.5. He hits that goal 37% of the time, puts him in the optimal 20% of the time. 34 minutes, 1.2 fantasy points per minute in as good of a matchup as you're ever going to get against Houston, who's a terrible defense. 27% usage, 23, 5.5, and 5, plus 1.5 stocks. Pace up spot against Houston, but I mean, this is a battle for the bottom. But Shai, I believe, is probably the best player in this game, and at 6,700, I don't know why he's priced like he is. Now, before we close this one out with our number 1 contender, one last reminder, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Head to Twitter and follow me at Josh Engleman, only place you get updates to my sims as we get closer to lock. I want to know in the comments section who your favorite and least favorite contenders are. And finally, one last shout out to PrizePicks for being the sponsor of this video. Didn't work out well for me on Wednesday. We're doing it again on Friday. Number 1, Fred VanVleet, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 6,900, projected for 42. The goal is 45, which he does 40% of the time, 28% chance to be in the optimal. I'm giving him 36 minutes. That first game wasn't competitive. This one's a tough spot too, but I expect big things out of Fred VanVleet with no Kyle Lowry and no Pascal Siakam. 1.17 fantasy points per minute for this matchup. 20 points, 5 boards, 6 assists. 2.5 stocks or close to it. I don't love going up against Boston because I think the defense is really good, particularly with Robert Williams and possibly with Al Horford. He is questionable. But VanVleet At 6,900, running this team, I have to get there. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Friday, October 22nd. FanDuel version of this video around here somewhere. Go check it out, and that will do it, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you win some money tonight. I will be back again Monday morning for another edition of the Contenders.